Trump right now is pretty great.
The exclamation point. What am I doing here? Good evening, everybody. What did you what? Go ahead. I like jokes. Go ahead.
No, I don't know that I had a joke. I think I was just talking nervously.
Hi there, everybody. KC Rift here with my good friend Phil Stone, the artist extraordinaire for Whose Monster Is It Anyway? I'm joined with joining us tonight is fellow wizard Danny Lee Grimes and our contestant for this evening, Alyssa Faden. Alyssa, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you for having me tonight. Excited.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you back. We had Splorgus last time, right?
We did have Splorgus, and I love the net results from Splorgus.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
I want it as a miniature. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I know. What's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Effing cool.
John.
John
Good grief. I kept wanting to say Tom Johnson. Okay.
John Popson.
John Popson. Yeah, I know he's been swamped and literally underwater with the restaurants and flooding and all that stuff. So I know he's been a little busy, but he is supposed to do the Shetland that we did, which was half Shetland pony, half halfling.
We've got to talk to him. I want to talk to him because everything that you guys are doing, every single week, I go, I want that as a miniature. I want that as a miniature. Now, I know I'm addicted to miniatures, but I actually think, honestly, today I was picturing, like, the Wizards of the Couch blister pack, and I'm like, dude, whose monster is it anyway? That would be bad. There's a product line here, guys. We've got to talk to him. We've got to strong arm him into it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And Lord knows he did he's been doing the Kobold Press Kickstarters like that along that very line, new monsters and or new product lines. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. Happy to do it. Well, we're on episode 11 tonight, so we're getting our own little folio put together as it is. Did you come preloaded with any ideas, Alyssa, or
I think I did. I kind of did a little bit.
All right.
So, the last time I was here with you guys, I talked about my favorite monster types, and that's where we ended up with, like, this slime slug type creature with all sorts of fungi coming out there. And that, to me, gives me goosebumps. I love that type of creature. And I don't know if this is too similar, but the other type of creature that I really, really like is more of your aberrant style. Like the stuff, the Cthulhu stuff, the stuff where you look at it and you lose sanity. You know what I'm saying? The things where, like, the Reanimator, where you got this head with, like, legs coming out of it or whatever, or the Thing. It's like things like that. I like the stuff where you look at it and go, oh no. I don't know if you guys have done an aberrant.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not laughing at you at all, but somebody in chat apparently knows you pretty well because they said like Tom Tullis.
Like Tom Tullis. Oh, okay. Maybe we need to just put a pin in that. Maybe we could have Tullis like coming into the name of this thing somehow.
The thing that I think of all the time when Alyssa says stuff like that is the scene from The Thing where they all look down at the thing and go, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I think maybe that's the metric that we need to put on our decision making tonight. If you aren't saying in your head, you gotta be fucking kidding me, then we're not doing it right.
Not doing it right. Exactly. I mean, long, bony, impossible angled legs and, like, head, faces, even faces in the body. It's just gonna have that what the fuck factor.
So to get away from, not that we have to get away from tentacles, but maybe crossing
no tentacles.
That level of insanity crossed with something like a Modron, like that level of, like, mechanical or mechanistic type thing, but it's just jumbled together. It's like put together in an insane, like, jumble of stuff. I've been reading a lot about Modrons lately, so it's like on my brain.
What, mech and flesh, you thinking?
Hey, Olaf.
Like a mechanical Frankenstein?
Ooh. Frankenmech?
Frankenmech?
I don't. Tullisent Horror is what was recommended as the name for this one right off the bat. Tullisent Horror.
I don't know what a Tullis. What is Tullis? Explain this to me.
Oh no one knows who Tom Tullis is other than he's a real dick.
Okay, got it.
It's a Facebook rivalry, at a minimum. Let's leave it at that.
I see. At a minimum, I like that description. It's a rivalry at a minimum.
Anyway, what I was going to say
is I like the Tullisent Horror. That's kind of cool.
Tullisent Horror. We can start with that as the name. And that, some proper names like that kind of give you the evoke that gaslight horror type 1800s vision in my head right off the bat. So I like that. What about so what I don't necessarily, or what I am having a hard time wrapping my head around is the mechanic or the modron part of it. They don't really say horror when I think about them, but I'm open to the idea.
No. I mean, that was just me throwing something out. Maybe in my head I'm seeing it, and I can't describe it.
Hey, that reminds me.
Well, less sort of like mechanical, right? Not steampunk. So this is a maybe okay. So like a combination of body parts, anatomy, creatures that have not necessarily been stitched together, even bolted together, plated together, but in this like horrible, grotesque thing. So I'm imagining this horrible, bloated body of faces with these long, almost spider-like legs, but the joints are pointing in at the wrong angle. And there's just there's mechanical pieces just keeping it together and helping it move, type of deal.
And maybe some sort of terrible tongue that instead of like taste buds, it has like little eyes on its tongue, or like little additional mouths. I like stone.
It has no eyes of its own per se, right?
Right.
It's unless it's on its tongue. So that's when it licks out, and the eyes are looking around. I'm more okay. That has what the fuck factor.
Miss J Map said stone limbs and metal plates, maybe wooden extra bits. So maybe back to that fantasy, almost like an elemental horror.
We've got two trains of thought. One going with the elemental side, and then the other we have the third. Phil, we never did come up with the third evolution of the Iclus. So we've got the Iclus, the nymph, and then the cocoon or whatever you want to call it, the host. And then we've always said that kind of explodes at some point into some grotesque large creature. That this kind of fits that description. Not necessarily humanoid anymore, just a big mass of parts. He's drawn.
Yeah, he's off. He's off like a demon right now. To me, this type of thing needs to feel like it's this unholy like combination of pieces and parts, but there's this tinge that it used to be human, or there's something about it that used to have a soul, and it's got this tortured transformation. And that's the thing I think that the thing had about it. It's like, this used to be my body, man, but now this is head upside down with spider legs coming out of it. It's like there's got to be something about this that feels real, that feels physical, less elemental and more.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was a person.
Before you get too far on the head there, Phil, why don't you turn it upside down and put like mouths in its eyes and an eyeball in its mouth.
There you go. It needs to be screaming pain from inside, right?
Danny, watch it. Watch this. Watch it, Danny. It's your favorite part.
I know what you're gonna fucking do.
No, wait, hold on. We do this.
Here it comes.
Now it's demonic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect.
See, I like that it's going transverse to its body. What's crazy
Oh,
is
and
you're going to be
little-
able to draw eyes and a mouth on that upside down head. That is what's really amazing.
He cheated. He flipped it upside down.
Ooh, it's walking on the ceiling. It definitely has to be walking on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good.
Phil's a cheater.
Phil's
okay,
a
so-
cheater.
So, yeah, so 2 little sharp teeth mouths for eyeballs, or in place of its eyes, and then an eyeball out of its mouth. Does that sound grotesque enough to start?
Nasty, sharp, pointed teeth.
What was that character in The Sandman by Neil Gaiman that had?
Oh,
like,
yeah, the serial killer.
Yeah, I forget what he was called. But he gave me the creeps every time I looked at him. He's got like these sharp teeth or these rows of teeth as eyes.
Oh, what if you did this instead? You just gave me an idea. What if you did, instead of 2 mouths, you had that was where the separation was. So now the mouth has actually been created out of the top of its head, but the separation point is where the eyes used to be. Does that make sense?
Yes. Or I was gonna say it's Fontanelle reopens up and it's got like a 3-pronged mouth.
Giant eyeball with the mouth as a pupil. Yeah. There we go. We're on the same page here. Hey, while we're working on this, I have the link up there reminded me, but I have the first Mug Club #1 mug finished. Haven't. Ooh, there we go.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
stylish.
I like it.
But wait, there's more. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh. Mug #1. It was purchased on Monday
Now
night.
is mug #1 your mug?
It's not my mug. My mug's right here. I didn't even get I got the prototype one.
That in some ways that's even cooler, but it's nice to know that mug 1 can be gotten by someone.
Yeah, mug 1. This is Beth's. Beth's was the #1 purchase. If you would like a mug, you are more than welcome to go to wizco.games/com. I'm sorry, wizco.games/mugclub. I'll put the link up there in a minute since I can't speak, and get yours as well. It's $60, but that gets you all of our publications for 1 year. Also, I haven't seen any. Here, let me type that up. wizco.games/mugclub. Go there if you're interested. I haven't seen any cards played tonight, so I'm going to give away some packs. There should be 7 free packs if you're watching. Go out and grab one, grab some cards, make Danny drink, and
And how do you play them? How do you play the cards?
You know, what's funny about Matt is I know he's going to say that shit every week, and it still makes me like I'm in the middle of thinking about something, and I'm like, what? Why?
so if you go to that
are we gonna make a
website,
deck where we can affect the fans in chat? Because I would love to buy that deck. I would have a go to hell card. I would say fuck off already.
Alyssa, to answer your questions, on that website, streamloots.com, you can play the cards from there. So you can, when you redeem them, they'll pop up on the stream right above where the stream chat is right now. And for for Whose Monster Is It Anyway, then there are plenty of cards in there that can affect how Phil's drawing. They can make Phil drink. I actually have a Phil.
The tongue has to be like. Remember, this is a head that's upside down, right?
Yeah.
It's like we don't want to draw just like another head that looks like an upside down head. So the tongue needs to be on the top.
Oh, and should
Yes.
it can still
It should come out from right underneath the eye.
Can you make it out? Can you make it out of brain tissue?
Oh, like when you sneeze real hard and check the Kleenex.
Gross.
Hey man, he's drawn this, and you're calling me gross?
Yes, a brain tongue. Yes, you.
Ooh, last laugh with a go pantsless card. Too late.
Go pantsless. Yeah, that would imply that I'm wearing pants.
Yep, sure would.
So yeah, make Phil drink. Make Phil draw something specific. We can also go in and give it like bonus armor class, bonus hit points if you'd like. There's also a make Phil talk like a New York gangster for 15 minutes or 5 minutes. 5 minutes in there. So forget about it. Forget about it.
Oh shoot! I want to play a card.
Phil.
Right now.
Hey Phil. Forget about it. Forget about it, Phil. You forget about it.
Hey!
Hey, we're trying to have a good time here.
All of our fans from New York are like, I'm deeply offended.
Listen, I married Sicilian. I'm okay.
Okay, good.
I got the Sicilian card.
Oh,
This is awesome. I don't know if you even need to go past drawing the head of it, but we're going to.
Yeah, we had Fish J in chat go, ew, and that's what we want, right?
yes.
Does it have you factor?
Yeah, it's critical.
All right, that's looking pretty gross. That's cool.
It's too
Come on.
quiet.
Come on, I know. I need to get some pretzels or something. Pretzel going here.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
So maybe its hair.
Yes.
Maybe its hair hangs down like a beard off the top of its head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
And don't forget too, like his mouth needs to look like it. You know, his head is torn open here. You know, it was, it was like surgically cut and ripped open. Or it was just clawed open.
Yeah.
You can tell what type of GM I am. I mean, this is why I do call it Cthulhu.
I'm more and more disappointed
Nice.
every day by the fact that I didn't get to do the Invictus game.
Well, you know,
We need to do
so
that in a
here's
stream.
here's
We need to do a stream of that.
Well, Phil's actually doing it. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest with you guys. Up until GaryCon Virtual, I had zero interest in either playing in a virtual game or running a virtual game. Like, I'm a very animated GM. I like to, like, you know, get up. I walk around. As a GM, I rarely sit down at conventions. And so it's like, I can't do this virtually. It's just not going to be right. But after GaryCon, when I saw what people could do, after I saw the tools, I got a little bit more comfortable. I'm like, I'm going to run a virtual game. I'm gonna do it. And so, yeah, I would actually really seriously entertain that. I think we can absolutely play together. I would love to run something.
Good,
Great.
cool.
That's
Well,
great.
we definitely will put something together. You know, I can only echo what Alyssa's saying right there. I run a 13-player game at Gen Con that I could never have imagined doing virtually. And we ended up doing a 9-player version of it at Virtual GaryCon, and it actually was fantastic. It lost none of its. Everybody was freaked out, and there was one point where somebody just started screaming during the game, you know, in character. I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome! This is better than in person."
This is looking outstanding. This is looking really cool. This is the type of thing when you put it on the table or even just show the players a picture of it, the players are gonna go, "What? This is
So,
that's
Phil,
what you want."
In that perimeter right inside the jaw, the lower jaw,
Yeah.
I think that's those lower bony teeth are actually the skull, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yep.
it's using its skull bones as teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, that's trippy.
Yes, it is.
Just even as a GM, you say that's using its skull bone as teeth. Goosebumps, man. Yeah, that's what it's about. This is looking gross.
Yes.
It's
All right,
exactly
Chad.
as it should be. Yeah, let's fire it up, Chad. I'm gonna go do a quick post, see if I can get some other people to jump in.
What are we?
This is shaping up to be a good show here. I'd like some more people to see it.
Was this a 30-foot move? Does it have a climb speed? Anybody? Climb speed? We're gonna have it on the ceiling, so I'm guessing it does, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be quick. It could be one of those like from The Ring, where she moves really quickly between points, but she can only do it for bursts. So it's like
that can be an ability. You can have a burst, recharge, something or other.
But what's the usual charge rule? You got to run for 30 feet in a direct line.
That's a good question for.
You could make it a really short charge. Like it could charge from 5 feet because it's got that super quick, like stutter camera movement.
Oh yeah, Osseous Chomp. That's going to be one of its abilities.
Osseous Chomp. That's exactly right. Last laugh. It uses its skull bones as teeth.
I did not know that was a thing. That's kind of cool. Like, I've seen it in movies. I didn't know that it was like an ability.
Oh, we're making it up. So
Okay.
it is now. It is now.
Whether it was before or not, irrelevant.
I love it.
All right.
And we have to get, like, some of these limbs, like that limb, both limbs, but definitely at least one of them needs to have an unnatural join.
Yeah.
Like the bone has been broken or something. The joints, the ligaments have been torn.
Hold on, I got this.
Oh no! Wait,
You
one
guys
more
got
thing,
me.
Phil. Well, while you're at it, Phil.
You guys got me working tonight.
I
think from now on, Bill is going to be like, oh no, not her. Oh no.
No.
I was looking forward to it.
Oh, we're doing compound fracture stuff?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I was
I
gonna say,
gotta be
there's
honest
no
with you guys. Like as a kid, and even now, compound fractures scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I was convinced I was going to have one as much as I was convinced I was going to die in quicksand. You know.
What's weird too is I found out that when you break a bone like all the way through like that, the marrow or whatever it is inside your bones actually gives you like a hallucinatory reaction.
Yep.
And like when you have that kind of thing, people frequently freak out, not from the pain, but because there's something chemical going on in the bones that when it gets into your bloodstream, it messes with your head.
I'd be freaking out because I can literally see my bone and the marrow. That's what's freaking me out.
That would also freak me out. As
It's
someone
like
who
I
had
should be seeing my bone right now, and yet it's sticking out my arm. I'm freaking.
I had a compound fracture of my leg when I was in 3rd grade, but I was not allowed to see it. I was skiing, and it happened inside my snow pants of my leg, but it didn't go through my snow pants. So when they took my snow pants off, they basically put their hands over my face.
Oh no!
Because they're like,
Oh no!
you don't want to see this. And I was like, I don't want to see it.
Oh, no.
You're right. I'll keep my eyes closed. I promise. And strangely, it wasn't that painful. I think I was just in shock.
So if you get to the other arm, when you get to the other arm, maybe those two, maybe your radius and ulna are split, and it doesn't have symmetric arms like the other ones. The radius and ulna have split, and that's what it uses to grab things. Like its hand is gone.
How do you know the name of those bones? What the hell, man?
I don't know. I picked up weird stuff along the way. No, to be honest, I had.
So gross. This is freaking me out. Oh no! No, look, he's just unsplayed bones.
Yes. Protruding bone weapons. Yep. I feel like the critter needs to be emerging from the ground, like they can swim through dirt if they want to. Oh,
I like it.
I broke my right leg 4 times. I had a
At the same
compound
time?
fracture in my. Once a year.
There you go.
I had a compound fracture in my right shoulder, cracked my skull, 4 ribs, and broke every finger and toe at least twice. After 34 years of skateboarding.
Oh, skateboarding. I was gonna say, what was the event?
Yeah, I broke my first rib when I was 40.
Yeah, the last time I broke anything was when I was a kid. I've been lucky. I've probably come close many times, and I doubtless have broken my pinkies and my little toes a few times and just walked off of it. But broken bones are terrible. So did anybody see the meme floating around Insta today? It says free mask, and it's this little sign that says free mask, and it's being held up by a face hugger from Alien.
Eruptive exhumation surprise attack.
Yeah, I really like that bony protrusion, man. It's freaking me out.
Yeah.
I don't like its unnaturalness.
Right, it's someone that's been torn and broken and shattered in these natural pieces. There's this element to it where you go, I think this used to be human. That's the worst type right there. It's like, oh, the pain.
You know, it seems redundant and not to make too much sense, but let's be fair. Looking at this thing, I don't think those are real caveats that we have to establish. I think laying there in its lower jaw should be like some round brains sitting down in there.
Is that
like
its
the
leg?
bottom?
Was that its leg at one point that you were just working? Oh, great.
Oh.
Hold on.
Like a piece of its own brain right here.
That's like burp. Yeah, I think that big corpulent leg Yule, whatever that thing is, needs to have some rot grub holes in it too.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, bot flies.
I mean, without rot grub holes, how's the pus gonna come out?
You're hitting all the keywords.
Yeah, I run a lot of Cthulhu, man. It's like a lexicon in my head all the time. I never get to use it at work.
Well, yeah, right. So the other leg, the one leg turned into this I don't know, locomotion, snake-like locomotion, worm-like locomotion. The other one should be all shriveled up, maybe even have torn off.
Yeah, you're just dragging it behind. Ooh, last laugh. Marrow weeping cysts. But last laugh. Are they fibrous or gelid?
Yep, all gross words.
So,
And
guys,
there's no doubt that it's
episode,
moist.
right? 11th episode. Have you ever had a guest yet throw up?
No.
It might happen tonight.
You're the first one, or will be the first one. All right.
This is seriously gross.
Okay, we're giving away.
Hey, good time. Go ahead, Matt. You first.
I was just gonna say we're giving away 5 packs. We've got 5 packs left. 5 free packs. Go to that link and grab some cards. Make Danny drink. There's plenty of. I added a bunch. I added 12 cards this evening, so there's a whole bunch more in the pack. Go out there and grab some and interact. Help us.
11 of them were making me drink, and then the 12.
That's true. That is true. All right, so I got disjointed scramble, which I really like. It gives it a free. It does. It can move up to its full movement and gain a free attack. If it moves at least 10 feet, it deals 5 points of damage. So that's that one. What else do we got? Marrow weeping cysts. What does that do? That gives you a rot grub if you attack it. Critical hit the guy.
Yeah.
You get a rot grub.
I think if it can get some kind of physical attack in you, but it's got to be like some kind of grab attack or something that's sustained for a short while. Rot grubs pass across.
It muted hump for last laugh. Great hump, fibrous cysts. It muted hump. Okay, well, whatever. Twitch, thanks for protecting us.
Ooh, you get wormed. I like it.
Wormed. Worm's good.
Is rot grub? Is that open OGL? It is not OGL. Oh boy. Interesting.
Then how about marrow worm? It could just be all one word, marrow worm.
Marrow.
Yeah, I think.
Phil,
There we
Phil, do some of these like marrow worms coming out of the sole of its foot as well.
A toll grub.
So
Oh.
marrow
like
grub.
Oh, this is good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be gross. This is gonna be gross.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Is that music too loud in chat? Let me know.
No, I'm not even hearing it.
You guys probably won't hear it.
Okay. It's
If
okay.
Too loud,
I'm
if it's too
constantly,
loud, let me know. Down a
I
bit.
constantly
Yeah.
hear Metallica.
Ah, please, really? Ah.
Hi, Beth. Hey, do you want to see?
Oh.
Do you want to see mug number 1? I finished it today. Oh, you did see it. She's been on. She's here. All right.
Yes. We didn't know she was here, but she likes to watch.
She's a lurker.
She likes to watch.
All right. How about that? Is that better? Oh, say it isn't so. Is he gaming again tonight, Beth?
Unbelievable.
Oh, there they are.
Yes, the marrow worms for trademark and copyright purposes, not to be confused with rock grubs.
Right. Well, I can't turn the music down anymore, and if I turn it down too much, your voices go too low, so I'll have to work on that later. All right. Oh, Starfinder maps. Well, that's important. That's important. Starfinder maps are important. Oh boy, this guy. I tell you what. Each week, I've said it several times. I don't think we can outdo ourselves, but here we are.
Yeah.
Oh no, now you've done one boring the other way. I tell you what, Phil is like, he's too good at this. It's like, how do you know how to do this? I mean, it's like, ugh.
He's a serial killer.
I realize this is only your second interaction with Phil, but yeah. Have you seen the Tiger King?
I'm never gonna watch Tiger King, like, ever.
Yeah, I gotta say, human misery is not my choice for casual entertainment, so I have not. But my daughter watched it and she thought it was hilarious. So
it's pretty unbelievable.
I love it.
It's pretty unbelievable. You need to show the unemerged marrow worms. Yep, I think that's what he's drawing. Oh, under the skin, you mean? Yep.
Got it right here.
Yeah, Phil, come on.
Draw, you monkey!
oh, the unemerged marrow worms swimming beneath the skin,
Swimming.
squirming beneath the dermis. This fella has a squirmy dermis.
If I had $1 every time a man told me that.
I'd have $2.
I was going to say 1, but you're lucky as an egg.
I love that Phil is comprised entirely of a insanely well done drawing and a maniacal and clearly twisted laugh.
Oh shit!
You be you, Phil. You be you.
2 packs a day.
Hey, good time to mention real quick too. 10:30 tonight. After this is all come to a terrible, calamitous conclusion, we will be doing. Alyssa's going to stick around, and we are going to do strange encounters. And we are going to tonight, probably, no promises, probably focus on fantasy Roman era gladiatorial arena stuff, or just kind of mythological stuff. We've been doing kobolds the last couple of weeks. We've developed a fairly extensive kobold little enclave, I guess, with some interesting side beasties that are cohabitating with the little dragon worshippers. But we're going to take it a little different direction, because next Wednesday we start a Shadow of the Demon Lords game with three-time Iron GM winner Eric Frankhouse as our GM, running Shadow of the Demon Lord rules in a game we're calling Shadow of the Arena, in which we all play gladiators at the Ludus. So we are going to learn the ways of trial combat. And I think those two things will fit hand in glove.
Absolutely.
That sounds really cool, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. Long time in the making, actually. Long time in the planning. Okay, what else did this guy do? I've got.
We actually did plan it. It's weird.
Disjointed scramble. Marrow weakening cysts. The marrow worm by itself. It's all formed. Bondage.
Hey, and no kidding. Big fat thanks to everybody who's in the chat, because doing this with you guys is really what makes it fun. Pulling ideas out of the crowd to include in these things, and just really kind of showing that you can just get together with your friends and make shit up. That's the whole point of this hobby. And when you come up with really cool, weird things, then you get to play against or with those weird things. That's even better. It's not just being an author or an artist. It's like them being an interactive agent, which is really cool. So, we appreciate you.
Phil is drawing things I don't like. What is he drawing?
I don't know. It's some sort of orifice.
If that's not an eardrum on its knee, I'm going to be really disappointed. Remember Beowulf? Remember that tympanum that it had on the side of its head that it heard everything with, and it vibrated in that entirely terrible way?
That's why he was so pissed off all the time. Yeah.
Do we all kind of believe that Grendel is like kind of a Cthulhu myth?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's
Certainly that iteration of it in that movie, I definitely got that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So Phil, what is that you
Oh, the little sucker?
Oh, it's a sucker, is it?
It's not little.
Well, yeah.
I like it. No, don't change it.
No, don't change
another
it.
one.
No, it made me go, Mommy, Phil's drawing nasty things.
I
Don't
know.
go changing that terrible sucker.
All right, folks. We have
You might as well add one
four
more.
packs left. Go ahead.
And if you claim your pack, right, Matt, you can use it in other shows.
You can. Tonight's the only active pack right now is if they get them tonight, they're only going to be active they're only going to be Who's Monster pack. The Who's Monster pack.
But what I'm saying is, it could be used next time too, though.
If you have a Danny drink card, it can be used anytime. That's absolutely true.
Why am I the most commonly referenced? You keep saying, oh, I added more cards. Yeah.
Oh, how was Monday, or how was Tuesday morning? I should ask.
Rough. Tuesday morning was a bumpy road, but it all worked out. I mean, if this isn't worth doing and losing a ton of sleep and being hungover and underperforming at my actual job, then I don't know what is.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I think somebody was onto something there. If you have cooing, ew, yuck. That just gives me the shivers. Last laugh. Cooing obscenely to lure its victims or to lull its victims. Like in the dark, in the dark corner of a bedroom. In the ceiling, of course.
Yeah.
This fibrous stuff. So I'm wondering, fibrous stuff can be more prevalent. Do the marrow worms excrete like a silk? Would that be weird? I mean, it would be weird, but would that be too much?
Who you asking? Who you asking, Matt?
That's the beckoning orifice. Okay, now come on now.
Yeah, I rearranged how you could say cooing obscenely, and I realized we can't say that word. So,
what if it's not silk? What if it's like, part of the creature? What if it's like tendons or something that they've like?
Yeah, think of yourself wearing a really nice silk kimono, and then think of it being made out of something that you absolutely would not want a kimono made out of.
Yeah. Okay.
What would that be? What's the opposite of silk?
Catgut.
Answered way too quickly there, Phil. Way too quickly.
Hashtag serial killer.
It's like literally not even a pause. Oh yeah, catgut.
All right, I'm way behind on this guy. All right, what kind of senses does this guy just? Is he blind but has blind sense maybe? Like, or what does he have? He's got the one eyeball, but I feel like maybe that one eye is blind. He doesn't even worry
I
about
feel
it.
like he's got to have some kind of a tremor sense or something, right, guys? He's got to have something.
That's what I'm thinking.
Not real.
Yeah.
I think he's fully blind. The eyeball just shoots a ray.
Okay. All right.
It's just an emitter. It doesn't see anything. It just shoots a beam of, I don't know, just something terrible.
Torment. It's got to be something that saps your will. It saps your morale.
I got to say, only a Shakespearean actress or a GM goes, torment. Torment. You know what I mean? Torment.
But you can't just say torment. It's like the torment.
Yes, exactly. You gotta lean in a little. Yeah. Speaking of torment, last night watched the last half of Exorcist 3. Super underrated.
Sorry, go ahead.
Super underrated film, and I encourage everybody to watch it. It is really, really good.
Which one is it?
Exorcist 3 with George C. Scott.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's good. Yep.
Takes place many years later, and Brad Dourif plays the antagonist, which is pretty good.
George C. Scott is the man.
He is the man in that movie, and Brad Dourif. I mean, Brad Dourif's always awesome because he's just a great character actor, but he is off the chain in this movie. And what's weird is, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it the third one or is it the second one? I think it's
the third one.
Where they have the hallway scene, and the statue walks across, like you're just watching the hallway, and then all of a sudden the statue goes across.
And the previous scene of the hallway goes on, and nothing happens, and on, way past the point where you're comfortable.
Yes, that's a great one.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and
right.
What's really funny is there's no blood or guts in it, no swearing. It could be a G-rated movie if it was based solely on like what you see. There's no killing in the movie at all. You don't see any of it ever. But just the way George C. Scott looks at things, you know it's terrible.
What you got going on there, Phil?
What you doing?
He's got a puckered shoulder.
Puckers. Okay. Puckers.
Shoulder puckers. I wish I could come up with a synthetic word for shoulder sphincter.
Ah.
Hopefully for
What's that on your shoulder, Phil? Sphincter.
Well, wait, there's more.
Ooh, okay.
Ah, come on.
Oh my gosh.
What's that
Good
smell,
times.
Mabel?
Good times.
I don't know. It's coming from
Does
the ceiling.
somebody smell smoke?
Get your free cards. Get your free cards. Last laugh. Did you go get some cards? Because I feel like there's an Alyssa must drink card in there too, and nobody's played it yet. Gaze of Hopelessness. What does that do?
Much way of cards getting played here. Come on, guys, play these cards because when Daddy drinks, I'm gonna drink. That's why my glass is empty.
That's why mine's empty too. Weird. When my glass is empty, I feel torment.
I don't. Yeah, those are.
Oh.
Those are like pustules.
Wombs.
that are going
Wombs.
to-
Miss J Maps is off the chain.
Last laugh. What's the gaze of hopelessness do? What do we want? What do we want his blind gaze to do? What did we say? Hey,
Yeah, I
look
didn't.
at
I
that.
didn't
Last laugh redeemed a card. There's something wonderfully wrong with you. Was last laugh's compliment. So last laugh played a compliment to Phil with the card, with actually an epic card, and it was there's something wonderfully wrong with you, Phil.
Also, no shit. Phil is clearly a dynamite artist and is the artist who put together our character art for the upcoming Shadow of the Arena game next Wednesday at 9:00, right here, same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep. Yes.
He made busts for us, which the fourth grade boy in me goes, busts.
All
It
right.
looks funnier when I have it on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Busts 3 days in a row. I'm like, oh, it's a big booby weekend.
All right.
What is going on with its left arm?
My left or
It's
your
just-
left?
It's got its knee is very sore. It's rubbing it.
No, the other one that just has like a split open pair of
That's
like
what Matt wants.
pseudo.
Yeah, that's its bones. Yeah, it doesn't have a hand anymore. It's just like its bones.
Oh, I must have missed that terrifying detail.
And Phil, those nipples would actually be on the top side because his head's been twisted upside down.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
are
like
right.
his chest.
No, yeah, they would be, right? They would be.
Are those
Top of his
nipples
head.
on its shoulders? Yeah.
How dare you?
No,
put the nose on the
actually,
wrong side.
I think Phil might have been right. Phil, you were
No,
right.
no, he's
you were
right.
right to begin with.
You're correct. You are correct because it
No,
should be
because
on the top.
his head's been twisted upside down.
Well, I guess it depends on how you. Is it twisted,
I
or
was
is
just
or are we looking at its back?
No, here we go. Watch this. They're going up top because they look cooler up there.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Yeah, I was just gonna. It's not
And they
frequent.
catch a
I
breeze.
say, can I just get a hint of nipple? But
Nope.
I'm gonna say it. So apparently, this creature lives in a cold region.
It catches a breeze up there.
It catches the breeze.
When the wind hits it from the northwest.
Instead of tremor sense, it has nipple sense. It feels its foes coming.
Feels
Gaze.
its foe.
So
This
gaze,
neck,
gaze,
those neck folds are great.
gaze of hopelessness. It just has great circulation.
Great circulation.
Oh, thanks, Penguin Propaganda. We're glad that you are with the rest of us and feel a little bit dirty walk right now. Yes.
Yeah, I'd say the minimum is slightly.
Welcome to Whose Monster Is It Anyway, where we design a monster each week with the support and influence of our contestant, rather. This week's contestant is Alyssa Faden. who has driven us down an incredibly terrifying path. The Tullisent Horror.
So what is Urakasodoji?
Which one now? What?
The Penguin.
Where?
Penguin Propaganda writes, "Is this Uratsko?
We don't want to know.
No, it's not.
Oh, I don't want to know. Okay. It's not appropriate for work. Well, this is hardly work.
I'm Googling it though.
I'm Googling it.
Of course, it's Japanese.
No,
Alright,
I thought that was one of the old ones.
I'm
Was
way
it?
behind.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Never mind.
I
So
think
is
this
this
word
thing-
means the kind of vending machine you can get people's underwear in.
All right, let's finish this up. Where are we at with hit points? Is this guy a minion type, or is it a boss type, or is this moderately difficult to kill? What type of CR were we looking at for this dude?
I see it somewhat in the middle. I would see you coming into a room, and there would be some other rotted, corpulent, twisted shit in that room, but there might be 2 or 3 of these things in there as well. Medium-sized creature that, it's going to come at you with all of its weird... Basically, what is it going to do with these abilities? It's going to get on you, it's going to make you hopeless, and then it's going to infect you. So it's almost like a disease carrier. It attacks you, it wears you down, and then it like infects you with its terrible cysts and worms.
Can I add something to that? Because
please,
we did pestilence and stuff the last time on the Slogus or whatever it was called. This guy's got this. The bloggers, right? So this guy's got this like gaze attack that makes you feel helpless. So what if it literally drains your will just to do anything other than you end up just sort of sitting there, right? Maybe that reduces your con or your wisdom or whatever it is, and so you just end up sitting there, and it infects you with its grubs, and it just it lets you rot, but it's eating the rot on you, and but it leaves you alone, in and of yourself. It just lets you rot and eats that.
Maybe it doesn't have a bite attack because it only eats the things that are already dead on you.
Like a fly?
Yeah, like Brundlefly.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, folks. This thing eats the rot off of its victims. I love that. That's fantastic. So it actually doesn't work to kill you. It actually, that's self-defeating if it does. It wants to keep you alive.
And it can be used by necromancers to keep undead under control when they are not when they're not under the control of the necromancer, because it will actually devour undead. It also is bad for myconid patches.
Stat that, Casey. Go.
I'm working on it. Hold on, give me a second. All right.
Blammo, motherfucker. Yeah.
There's one point as its flesh turns black and rots away.
Yeah, like Mystery said, spiders inject you with stuff to liquefy you and then drink the juice. This one is kind of incapacitating your will and then drinks, your rot.
Hey, Casey, I see that bothers you. Well, instead of saying drinks the juice, I think we should say slurps the juice.
Thanks, it's so much better.
I guess that's hardly better.
So it's osseous chomp. So this gaze of hopelessness, is it like a petrifying paralyzation? What's it do? Before we wrap up here, we're about in an hour right now.
It scrapes off the necrotic hunks. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's
Thanks,
definitely.
So I don't know what is in 5e from a monster creation perspective that deeply, but it is like paralysis, but it's not what does paralysis attack? That's more physical, right? Is there a mental equivalent of that?
Stunned, or there is a thing like that where you're like in shock. You're not physically hurt, but you're just mentally shocked. I don't know what that's called either, though. There is something like that, though.
Catatonic, right? So I would assume maybe this from a mechanics standpoint, from a mechanics standpoint, there's really not much that a creature is going to do to permanently stun someone. So it almost has to be death by psychic damage or something like that. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be in a party of adventurers where you're just going to let this guy feast on you for a while. But thematically, we can say whatever we want all day thematically. But from a mechanical standpoint, I think if this guy kills you with psychic damage, you're just assumed to be catatonic, and then it feasts on you for however long your constitution.
An eternity.
An eternity of torment. You people. You bring out the best and the worst in me. Which is all I can really ask.
Rather than just make them catatonic, it makes them vomit for a certain period of time. Yes. Also that, much like me here in about five minutes.
I think that's almost if you make your saving throw,
So there is an Unearthed Arcana spell called Psychic Crush. You overload the mind of one creature you can see within range, filling its psyche with discordant emotions. The target, so we could change that part. The target must make an intelligence saving throw on a failed save. The target takes 12d6 psychic damage. So we'd have to dial that back a little bit.
And I think we dialed that back.
This guy's CR just ramped right up, but that is the mechanic.
Yeah. So let's back off of that. But it says a stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, and can only speak falteringly. That would be great, because then it can sit there and go, but guys, don't leave me, with this thing.
as the marrow worm goes right in its cheek.
Yep. It starts talking like this. Don't leave me. And the creature fails strength and dex saving throws, and all attacks have advantage.
All right. So anyone that witnesses this needs to get some kind of penalty die if they are then subject to this attack. You
could do a temporary insanity that would force disadvantage on you as long as you're in the area.
Yeah.
Until you can drink enough whiskey to forget. And everybody knows there's not enough whiskey in the world to forget shit like this.
All right. Does it have any other attacks other than the osseous chomp? Psychic coma.
I don't even know if that's an attack. I think that should just be it shouldn't really have any, have we made a monster that doesn't have a melee or a ranged attack? Well, yeah,
as Alyssa was alluding to before, the Splorgus didn't have. Yeah. So I think he should have an attack in the event that to defend himself or something to that effect. I don't think he needs to be defenseless.
Sandman 59. I'm liking what you're saying there. A psychic coma.
Yep.
Hey, real quick,
that's nice.
Before we start doing wrap up here, I just want to remind everybody at 10:30 we're going to be moving over. Alyssa's going to stick with us, and we're going to move over with Matt to doing Strange Encounters, which is a new show that follows Who's Monster, where we do a map. And we do a talk about designing an encounter. And tonight's theme is going to be fantasy Roman blah, 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 blah.
Hey, Danny, take a drink. You just got a drink card, bud.
All right. Alyssa?
Did everybody like that? I added sound effects this week. Did everybody appreciate that? You guys didn't hear it, of course, but you will on the stream if you go back and listen. It's pretty funny.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's great. I just spent some time with Roll20, and I have to say, as somebody who's reticent to use it, just because I'm a punker and I don't want to use things that are cool, I want to use things that are difficult to use, just to do it. I have to say that system kicks ass, and I think that is what I'm going to use. I would recommend for you too, Alyssa. You can definitely, with the pro GM license or whatever, you can do all sorts of lighting effects and stuff that really allow you to reveal stuff in cool ways so players can't see what's going on. It's pretty dope.
I actually, so what I want to do, guys, is I actually want to run Masks of Nyarlathotep virtually. I'm running it physically for my local group. We kind of do like 3 or 4 months of me running and then 3 or 4 months of something else. And we're in that 3 or 4 months of something else right now. So that's cool. Hopefully, when we come the other side of this COVID shit, I'm going to continue my Masks. I want to then start a virtual Masks game. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Or Roll20.
If you ever want to just jump on a chat over a weekend or something and play around setting some of this stuff up, I've been going through a lot of learning and a lot of dead ends. So if you're into it, we could definitely find some time to do that.
And you know what we should do? We should actually stream that so other people can actually learn as well.
Yes, and I've got another friend of mine in LA who's doing the same thing for a Legend of the Five Rings game. Maybe we could all do a stream of how to set that shit up. What are you smiling about, Matt? You want to try it too? I mean,
no.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something sassy.
We actually getting several people that were commenting on how they would love to see that. I would like if you could say one more time about how great Roll20 is. That would be fantastic. Just because Jimmy's on and he's vomiting in his mouth.
Yeah. It's not really so much that I love Roll20. It's just that Fantasy Grounds is really. I don't know what to say about Fantasy Grounds because I actually don't hate Fantasy Grounds, so I'm really not prepared to say that. But teasing Jimmy is always fun. And I have to say, in all honesty, Roll20 is very cool. I mean, it's very easy to use, and it's got its own little learning curve, but it's not too bad.
There was a little bit of backpedaling right there, my friend. That was backpedaling.
No. Now that he talked that shit, fuck Fantasy Grounds. It's a total grognard tool, and it's not the only thing that's a tool in chat.
Oh no, he said. Oh no, he's gonna go get some cards.
No, yeah, Mike.
No.
Stick around for the show. He's gonna be on the next show too.
So I will say, both of them they both got their plus and minuses. I was super. In fact, I tried to talk you out of it, Alyssa, when you guys were doing the Who's Map thing for GaryCon. I was like, you don't want to use that. It's like using crayons. But I was super impressed with how well it was. But you guys still did like 4 creatives in one stream. You guys still managed to do something really pretty cool. It was a pretty good whiteboard map drawing session, so I thought it was pretty neat.
And honestly, all it's trying to do is give your players the kind of game that you're trying to produce. So you can do it. We were talking the other night. You can do a really good game using PowerPoint. If you have your game set up that way, you can do that. You don't need all the fancy tools, but if you have tools, then it's what you're into.
All right, we're wrapping this up. Tullisent Horror. Medium aberration. We need some work on this one as far as statting it out, because that was probably the most difficult part about this guy. But I act like Phil probably had a more difficult time than I did, I suppose. But anyway, that aside, we've got this guy who's like completely ridiculous aberration. He's blind, but has blind sense. He basically, its entire existence revolves around trapping its victims and feeding off of their rotted flesh as it infests it with you wanted to get a shot there of the grubs, of the marrow worms. So it infests this.
Marrow worms.
It infests its victims with these marrow worms, and these marrow worms go in and eat the flesh and turn its victim's flesh black, and then it feeds on that rotted flesh, which is incredibly disgusting. Thank you so much, Alyssa,
for being on the show. It's going in my next game. This thing is this and the Splogus. I mean, Jesus, guys, this is so gross.
I see this thing living in crypts. I see this thing serving necromancers. I see this thing living in like midden piles, any place there's rot.
And battlefields, right? And like days, weeks after a battle, like these things creep on in at night to feast upon the rotting.
Right.
Their lairs are like the mass graves are their lairs.
Ooh, living in a really big carcass. Oh yeah, like living inside of a whale. Ooh. Gross.
Oh, who said that?
That was
that
last
laugh,
laughing.
of course he did. Yeah.
So this guy's not necessarily. This is something that you don't want to come across, but it's not necessarily a extreme combatant, but definitely dangerous in its own right with its psychic abilities. Alyssa, thank you very much for coming on again. This has been most entertaining.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, guys. I half expected you to go, this has been most gross. Again?
I think it has been the most gross, though.
If so, those of you who are on the show or weren't on the show when we first started, we do have our very first Mug Club member, our very first Mug Club number one. Oh, please show. There we go. Mug number 1 is done. This will be going out to Mug Club member number 1. If you join the Mug Club, it's $60 per year, but you'd get all of our, in addition to the mug, you get all of our content that we publish and produce throughout the entire 12 months of that year. So you can go to wizco.games/mug club and pick that up if you're interested, and you will get a mug like this, and you can drink with us at conventions when they open up again.
That's right. Or virtually here whenever you want.
Or virtually anytime, like including our new thing that we're going to start that we picked up last Monday, which was our, what do we call it? Happy hour. Yeah, we did a happy hour on Monday. It was fantastic. We had like 30 people there. It was great. All right. That's it for Who's Monsters Anyway. Phil, you did a fantastic, outstanding, incredible job once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have said it before, and I will say it one last time. I'm always skeptical. Not skeptical. I'm always surprised when we can outdo our previous week. But week after week, you continue to show me how wrong I am. So this is really awesome. Danny, we'll see you in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds great. I got to do a little setup on my end, so I'm going to boogie, and we'll see you all back here at 10:30 for Strange Encounters.
Strange Encounters. So we will finish, or we'll work on an encounter scenario with Alyssa and Danny here in about 15 minutes.